Why, hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Voice of the Rings. I'm your host and guide, Zollin Ironshield, and today we're going to do a LOTRO guide on kind of a follow-up to the Legacy of Morgoth extra things they give you, alright? So I have a whole video covering what you get with the Ultimate Fan Bundle and all the other stuff and jazz, okay? So this particular video is going to be covering two things that's in that bundle that comes with getting the expansion, okay? One of them actually comes with just the generic version of the buying the new update, and that is the 150 level up boost. But this particular one I'm going to be using is actually the ultimate 150 boost, so it means it's from the ultimate fan bundle. Okay, so that's what we're covering today. If this helps you out, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm going to level up this character from 140 to 150, and I'm also going to look at some stuff with it. And I will probably also, in this video, all combined into one. I have a separate video just on legendary items, but I'm going to do a nice updated one while I go through it, and you can kind of follow me along. But we're going to do the fast stuff right at the beginning in case you can't be here for the whole video. So let's go ahead and open it up. So again, this is the ultimate 150 level up package. All right, this comes with the ultimate van one. I'll have a separate little video covering just the basic 150 Valor boost type thing that comes with just buying the expansion of the Legacy of Morgoth, which is really cool that they gave it to just the generic version of buying the game too. I appreciate that personally. If you buy the Ultimate Fan Bundle, you get both. Just a little side note. So 2 characters you can use it on. Contains everything you need and to instantly become level 150, and then some. Now again, this is the Ultimate one, so it might have a couple little goodies. You can compare with my other video later to see the differences if you'd like. Alright, so let's go ahead and start with this one. We're going to wait on the the Legacy of Morgoth legendary item treasures. This is setting up your legendary items. I'm gonna wait on that one, okay? So we're gonna keep that one down here at the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and open this one. All right, whoop, and there we are. By the way, these are share across account, so you can share them in your shared storage. But once you open them, you can look. This one still says bound to account, so I could still technically send this to some other one of my characters. This one is a level 150 armor pack. Sometimes once you open these, they will bind to that character most of the time. So just keep that in mind. It also gives you the trait writing, just as a little side thing. I don't need that. My character already has it, so I'm just putting that aside. We also have the ultimate 150 level up virtue pack. So this is kind of like the extra goodies they give for getting the level 151 on the ultimate pack, okay? So let's go ahead and start with leveling up. So we're going to start with just doing the cool level up effect. Are you guys ready for this? This is always satisfying to watch. So we're 140. There's our health up there. We're going to be 150 in a moment. So here we go. We just right click it. It says when used, you will receive Seeker of Deep Places, War Steed Riding, War Steed, and Valor instantly, and skirmish accessories. Just so this is a side note, if you're doing this from a low level character, it will immediately give you all the things, basically the Moria stuff, introduction quests, the Steed of Riding introductions, and the War Steed stuff, and give you a War Steed. Including the Valor instances and skirmish access. So basically, it jumps past all those like natural level up things you have to progress through the game. That's really important to mention, so I thought I'd mention that before we continue on. Alright, so we'll go ahead and right click this here. You'll instantly become level 150. I do, as a side note, recommend if you're a brand new player, probably don't do a Valor boost with your first character. Just a little side note. I really recommend the game. The progression of this game is really fun. I'm doing this. This is one of my side characters that I would like to use end game. And I got it with the expansion ultimate thing anyway. I'm going to use it on a side character because I'm going to be using my Runekeeper most likely for damage or healing. Alright, so let's go ahead and right click it here. There it is. 205 million experience. Boom! The Tree of Gondor effect. We're now level 150. The fastest 140 to 150 ever. Alright, well, not ever. I mean, someone else could have done it. So as you can see here, we have some new skirmishes. It opened up some stuff for us. It also gave us this, which is called the War Steed. This is bound to Zollin. It says bear a medium War Steed. Now, it says that skill is already trained. I already have it. Since this is bound to Zollin, careful doing this, okay? If you already know you've done it on that character, I already have my War Steed. I'm going to go ahead and just drag and drop this and delete it. Careful doing that with anything, guys. Make sure you're sure before you do that, okay? I'm sure, because I already know this guy. Right-click it. It says you already have it trained. I already have my War Steed, and it says that it's bound to Zollin, which means none of my other characters can use it. But what it would do, so you guys know, it says minimum level 70. It requires the writing skill, which, by the way, they handed us that too, the basic writing, just to be nice if you're a brand new character, level 1, doing this. And it says you can use this token to learn a skill to call this mount. All right? Using this token will grant you the appropriate steed scout. But again, this character has both of it, so I don't really need it. Now, this writing skill is bound to account, so I could share it with someone if I wanted to, another one of my characters. Keep that in mind if you need to do that. My character's automatically getting the writing skill because I have another thing, side note, but I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of this one and the writing one because I know I will not need them on my characters on this account. Okay, so now let's go ahead and go into doing there's a 150 ultimate weapons pack, and then there's the perk stuff. So what we're going to do first is we're going to open up the armor. So I'm going to go ahead and move these down here so that out of the way so we don't get confused. And then I'm going to go ahead and open the armor here. So here's all our armor. Whoop, whoop. Okay. Now the first thing I'm actually going to do is you could just right-click to replace. So I'm going to go ahead and just go for that. You can see my stats. I'm at 1,300. You can just see my, stuff up there, right? And some of my stats here if you want to look at the vitality early. I'm going to go ahead and just put these on. This is basically just a walkthrough for you guys. Most people won't really need this, but I thought for some it might be helpful. I'm going to go ahead and move the ones down here out of the way so we don't get confused on which ones. So I just replaced all these. You can see my HP just went up by 31,000. So now I'm going to do the jewelry. Now the jewelry, again, if it's the necklace will instantly just switch, which is great. But the rings, you have to remember, when you switch the first one, that's awesome and all. But when you switch the second one, it's going to try to just replace it with the first one. You're going to have to drag and drop it, guys, into the lower ring slot. Okay, just keep that in mind. It just so happens that there's similar pictures to the old jewelry I had. So be careful with that. All right, so then we're also going to do the level up bracelet. So you can see they're called the level up items. So you can kind of make sure you know you're getting the right one here. And in fact, it may be because maybe I popped this guy up before. So level up bracelet, there we go. All right, and then we have the earrings. So we're going to go ahead and replace the earrings here. All right, there we go. And again, colors can be deceptive. Usually blue is higher than purple, but in this case, if you look at the item level under the bound name there, these are level that I put on 508, and the ones before were 477. So the colors are important, but only only according to what level you are. Okay, so it's important what level you are when you're looking at it. All right, so again, for example, kind of similar look here, but obviously the new one is better. It's 508, so I'm going to put it on. All right, so there we go. So I've got some good starting gear. This is what it looks like in case you're curious what they give you. I mean, it's pretty cool. So that's the light armor they give you. It automatically syncs depending on what character, medium, heavy, or light armor. I mean, it looks pretty cool. Actually, cosmetically, I think it looks pretty awesome. I am not going to complain. All right, so with that, all right, and now let's go ahead and open up the ultimate level weapons pack. We'll go ahead and open that up. Now, the interesting thing here is you get actually... I have a few things going on here, so let's make sure because this is the ultimate one we're opening up. Cross traits. Let's start with the level up tracers. All right, and then we have legendary item box. So I may actually be able to use this Legacy of Morgoth legendary item with somebody else because it grants you the legendary item selection box. I don't think I'm gonna need that here on this character. For now. Yes. I'm realizing it might be doubling up here, which is good. It means I can use more and more of my characters. Fantastic. All right, so ultimate level, the virtues, we'll worry about that in a moment. Let's do the tracers. I'm going to go ahead and open up the tracer thing here. All right, so as you can see, it gave me a bunch of nice level tracers for my character, and if you notice, it already kind of picks the correct things. Again, just making it a little easier for you. You could obviously grind them up for ancient script if you wanted to, using the Flame of Encalamar, right? You could always click on them to do that, but I'm not going to do that right now. You could also sell them for just money, silver, but I don't know why you'd want to do that, unless you have everything you ever needed. let's see here. Ultimate level up class tracers, so we'll do that. So you can see here, it gives me all the ones for my class. Again, very nice setup for you, right? And then you have your legendary box here, so I'm going to go ahead and choose my first legendary upgrade here. So now the thing is that I've realized, and we're going to hold on to right now, my character already has his legendary items, okay? So, and I just need to go make sure they're all set up at the right level and stuff. I'm going to use these legendary item boxes for later. So what you do is you just right-click them, and you choose your right legendary items. Again, I have an entire video on legendary items in detail if you're someone who needs that. This is just kind of an overview guide video on using the ultimate level up pack, okay? So again, you'd want to choose your runestone and your thing. Now, as a rune keeper, I may choose a different stone here for having, because I think I have a lightning stone. Yes. I could choose the rune stone, a frost or fire. Does it really make a big difference? No, not really. It's just basically the damage you do when you hit people with a melee. I'm pretty sure that's all that really does, that damage difference. If I'm wrong on that, I'll leave a note later in the comments, but I'm pretty sure on that one. We got the Rune Keeper's Rune Satchel. I love the Rune Keeper. Long time rune. I played this character a ton back in the day. I just haven't recently, and they're so fun. And then you could also do your saddle for your horse. So if you wanted to bring up your combat mount here, you can see I actually don't have a bridle saddle for my legendary horse. So I guess I'll go ahead and choose one. I think the one I have right now is a medium horse. Oh no, I have a light horse right now. I might actually keep the light horse. I think I will. So then I need to get a light bridle. All right, so light bridle gives you max health in combat war steed. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and take a light bridle from this choice here. And I will go ahead and just equip that. There it is, all set up there. And that one pretty much levels with you as you go. It's not really a lot of work there with that one. But again, I could use these extra rune stones, tracers and stuff they gave me to work on my own stones and make sure I like what I have, okay? Again, I already have some, so they're going to kind of level with me, so I don't need to worry about that too much. And remember, these do open, they weren't bound to account. I could have opened these on a separate class, and when you open the box, it should know what class you're on. So, for example, if I wanted to, instead of opening them on Runekeeper, I could have sent it to a different character and opened it on them, and it would have given me the correct type of basic stuff and tracers for that class, okay? Could have done that. Now, for me, it doesn't really matter. I have a ridiculous amount of ancient script, like way too much, because of when the update happened with legendary items. I have like over 40,000. They let you go over the cap back then when you did your items. So I'm probably just gonna maybe end up selling these unless I switch them out onto my weapons here. But besides that, we're pretty much done there. So I'm really kind of already at a good spot. The one thing that would have been kind of nice that I think, I'm not sure, do they give us this option? Oh, and I just right-clicked the wrong one. That's okay. I just right-clicked the Legacy of Morgoth one. Let's just look what it gives us real quick here, since I clicked it, right? It gives us another legendary box bound to Zollin. So it does bind that one when you click it. Good to know. All right, and then we got some stuff bound to account. Heralds bound to account, bound to account. So again, these are all nice. So these are all bound to account. Not too bad. Not the end of the world. I can send all of these to a different alt and use all of them on someone else. Again, I have an absurd amount of ancient script, so a lot of this stuff I'm probably going to sell to a vendor anyway. Because we'll stop there. But you should see my vault storage. It's ridiculous. My house storage has a bunch of ancient script. My vault has a bunch of ancient script things. It's insane. I can't get rid of it fast enough. I wish there was some other way to use it. If anyone knows, leave a comment if they added something that I've missed. But I don't think they have. Alright, so anyway, with that, cool. So I can technically make another, I would like to choose another legendary anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'll probably make a secondary rune satchel more based on healing. So I'll show you how to do that real quick right now, right? Because if you can see the one I have right now, it's based more on damage. It's area effect targets, range extension, cooldowns, skill inductions. You can see it right there on the top. My vivid imagery damage, finesse rating, which is basically hitting things better. other damage, shocking word damage. It's a lot of damage, okay? So everything's pretty much damage on this other runestone. So I'll make another runestone, and I will turn it into a Healy runestone, let's say, because I'd like to be able to heal with this character as well. Now, if you see one thing here, my equipped runestone is level 485, and the one I just chose is 525. And it's like, well, what's going on there? Well, you will need to go, if you're using an older stone, it will automatically set you up with the new one, but if it doesn't, you need to go over and do a reforge, right? So let's do that real fast. And in fact, actually, I'm just going to use the map. So I'm going to use the map to the Tracer Rivendell Archives. They throw one on there just to make it easier for you, okay? Now, the map came with the Legacy of Morgoth one. Okay, Legendary box. I do want to point that out. It did not come with the other one, it looks like, from what I was seeing here. Yeah. So, but again, it's not that hard to get to Rivendell here. You know where it is. All right, so now that we are here, real quick, we're going to go ahead and talk with her real fast. Open the Reforger, and I'm going to go ahead and reforge this. And I'm going to call this, I'm going to actually rename it. This is going to be the Lightning Stone. I know it's so simple of a naming here, right? But, I can't afford a reforge. Oh my goodness gracious. It's almost 20 gold. I mean, it is 20 gold. And this guy apparently is poor. That's okay. Magic money. Ready? Here we go. Baruch Kazad. Just so you guys know that what I was talking about with the ancient script. You can see here in my housing storage, I have all these coffers that will all give me massive amounts of ancient script. And you can see in my shared storage, I have an absurd amount of stuff waiting as well. And then if I show you right here at the end, you can see my ancient script is almost 42,000 out of 10,000 because they let me go over the cap, but I can't add any of it yet. So I'm holding on to another like 20,000 probably in these vaults, maybe more. So yeah, probably more now that I think about it. Yeah, so that's where I'm at with that. So anyway, money sent over to my character, and let this be a lesson to you on one thing. When it comes to the Legacy of Morgoth legendary item box versus the 150 Ultimate Edition level up Valor boost here that comes with it, it does matter what character you open the 150 boost on. Don't forget that, okay? So for me, it was no big deal. It really doesn't matter, not a big deal for me. I have tons of stuff. But if you're someone using it on you're a newer character, you don't have all these massive amounts of resources for playing the game for 17 years like I do, you should think about that. I don't want you to be disappointed because you're like, oh no, I opened it on the wrong character. So do make sure you open it on who you want to level up. All right, so put that shared storage item in your shared storage and make sure that you do level up the correct, open it on the correct character you're going to level up with the legendary item to so this is whether you're using just the Legacy of Morgoth legendary item box just to give someone a legendary item, or if you are actually trying to level someone up with the 150 boost pack. Now remember one other thing too. I could have on my Runekeeper, if I want to save a little money, I could open another legendary box and choose another legendary item, right? And then I won't have to reforge these up from. The reason why it's 20 gold is because we're talking about a reforge from 140, all the reforges you have to do up to 150. Okay, so it costs a little money every time. But for me, I'm just going to spend the money because I'd rather use the box on somebody else, the legendary item box that came with that. So I'm going to save this for a different character to send it to, so I will hold on to that. But again, all this other stuff too, I can send other people. But it is clear that it automatically levels it up when you open it at 150, so, or whatever level if you use a Valor boost, right, or level up boost kind of thing. All right, so now I have the money. Let's go ahead and just, there we go, send it for my main character here. Again, I'm going to call this the Lightning Stone, and I'll put DPS because I just want this to be known that this is my damage stone for lightning because that's basically what I put on it. So I'm going to go ahead and reforge that. So there we go. Now it has been reforged. Now in this part of the video, we're going to do a quick overview of the, of how to kind of like level it up. Okay. I have a whole guide video on this separately. So any little thing that might be like, oh, did you miss that? You can watch that. It's in detail. Okay. So, and then this stone over here is I believe it also is self-motivation, shocking touch, shocking word. It's more of a lightning DPS stone as well. So I'm going to go ahead and put this as my lightning bag. All right, DPS, because that's kind of how I set this other one up. So I'm going to go ahead and reforge this one as well. All right, there we are. All right, so now I have two reforged my main bags on the side here, but I'm going to go ahead and take them off for a moment here. Well, I won't worry about the main stone here. All right, I will go ahead and take off the lightning bag. We're going to set up the healing bag. So I'm going to go ahead and put this here. Now, I can't rename it because I can't reforge it right now. I don't think you could just rename a bag, from what I know. But that's okay. At least I know the difference of the other one. So this is what I'm going to focus on with healing. So it gave me some things right off the bat, but let's say you're brand new to the legendary items and you're like, well, where do I go? Well, first you need to look at all of these shelves over here, okay? Normally you'd come to this girl and you'd buy a legendary item with your ancient script. You choose your class item, but we aren't doing that, right? Because we got it free with the expansion stuff. So we're going to go ahead and find the Rune Keeper location, just to kind of show you where you do it if you didn't have the automatic stuff opened up. I believe the Rune Keeper's in here. Let's see. You can always hover it. You can also turn on floating names with N, and then you can kind of just read it. I do like the fact that, there it is. Okay, so that one's the Rune Keeper. And then we're going to go ahead and bring up the Rune Keeper thing. So we right-click it, brings this up, and now you can see you can actually choose all of your things. But again, they gave me a bunch right off the bat, which is great, but I want to make sure I'm building a healing type bag. All right, so let's go ahead and look through here. When you can bring up your legendary items with C, and then here's what you can do. See this, drag and drop your legendary item onto this little essence thing right here, okay? That is going to bring up this tab. This is the trickiest thing that I feel like they probably should have a new tab. Please do not get confused. There's an old thing called legendary items here, and nothing's in it. They left that here because some people have characters they've never updated the legendary items, so they didn't want to delete it because it would delete people's items if they come back after like 4 or 5 years in the game. But just keep in mind, that's not how you get to your legendary item. You just drag and drop it now into your little slot here, and then you can go ahead and work on it from here. Okay, so as you can see, if I pick any of these up out of my inventory with holding down left click, I can drop them into the spots. You have a couple different kinds of things. You get one herald. Now, something that's so important that people get really confused on with legendary items, and rightfully so, because it's a little bit complicated. The words of power and stuff, there are things you can copy across, okay? But there are some things that you can't, okay? There's going to be some things. So the Herald, I believe, can be identical. So I've got Herald of the Eagle on the Lightning DPS one. Herald of the Eagle is pretty cool. Let's see which one they gave me. They gave me Herald of the Owl, which is Will, Vitality, Outgoing, Healing. Well, guess what? That's perfect because I wanted to make my guy a healing bag. So I'm going to go ahead and drag and drop this onto the Herald location there and say, would you like to do this? Yes, I would. So there we go. So you actually have noticed my stats went up slightly, but that's not important right now. And you can see right here, this is one other thing that you'll have to think about. For those of you who may not want to be here the whole video, you're maybe getting a little tired. I understand. This is a lot of information. Once you've done that, you're pretty much like, oh, I figured it out. That's good. One more thing that's really important. It is the actual level up things that you can get here. So if you click on this level up with Mithril, don't do that. Okay. You can also level it up using the tracers. Okay. So that's what these things are over here. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and open some of these. So I'm going to go ahead and right click and open this. And oh, this is more choices. Excuse me. That is not what we're doing right now. All right. So I brought this over from my other character real quick. We have the Tracers Carry-On. Okay, so this is basically, these are the enchantment runes, okay? You can put these on to actually upgrade the levels of all of your things over time, depending on the certain level of the thing you earned. You'll see when you're higher level, you're getting these in different instances and drops from chests, from finishing things and things like that. And you can see they all have different levels of said power. All right. So you got to keep this in mind. This is different than just reforging your legendary item. Okay. So this is how you level it up. So I'm going to go ahead and take some of these out. So again, we need it for level 500 to 25, okay, is how much we have to level it up. So we go ahead and find the right amount. Now I have pretty much all of them in here, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull a bunch out here real fast. All right. And again, I have a little bit more detail on how to use these in my guide video. I talk about it and break it down even more. But for this, we're going to just show you just a little bit of the basics. All right, so now when it comes to these, you have to look and hover them, and where it says enchantment level is what it can be used up to. So for example, I have 400 of these, and it says you can enchant limit up to 445. See in the green there? You see the little tab that's appearing there? I'm going to move this so you don't get confused. All right, right there. If you look over our Herald of the Owl that I just put on there, it starts at level 500. You see that? So if I drag and drop this, normally you drag and drop and put it right on top of the Herald icon that you want to level up. And I'll say yes. And it says the enchantment rune is not powerful enough for that tracer. Okay? So the enchantment rune has to be the right level. So you want to not... Now here's something that's really important to remember. And I explained this in my Legendary Item video. But don't use enchantment runes that are the max level immediately. Use the ones first that can get you up the lower ranks. So for example, if you an enchantment rune, let's say this Herald of Hour was only 400 out of 525. We need to get it all the way 125 levels. Let's say that instead of just 25. And let's say you have an enchantment rune that can do from level 400 to 450, right? Because that's its max. So, and then you have one that's from 400 or 480, right? You wouldn't want to use your 480 ones first because they would level up from 400 to like 430, and then your if you got to 450, and then you wouldn't be able to level past that. So you need to make sure you use the smaller ones first that can actually work, that are high enough. So I need to find one, if I have any, that are 500. Okay, so I need to hover all of them real quick and see if any of these can say enchantment over 500. Well, this one does, this blue one. It says it can do up to 495. Okay, so way past what I need to get to at 25 there. This one says 495 as well. Now keep in mind, the blue ones are a little bit more powerful, I think, with how much they give towards it. So I'd probably want to use the purple ones first. But it looks like these are the ones I'm going to have to use to level up there. And the rest don't have enough here. Let's see if I have any others. These are limited down to one. These are all a little bit lower level enhancement runes. This one's up right level, right underneath. 449, so I can't use that one. See, if I drag and drop this, it's just going to say it won't work. Okay, so that's kind of what you have to look for. And you can see right here, oh, look at this one. This one would go up to the right amount, so that's one I could use. This one won't make it, this one will make it. This is an enchantment of level 4. So enchant one of your legendary item slots, drag this one, and cool. So this one's a very powerful one. So if I needed that one, I could use these. I guess that's probably the top level because it says +4. I believe the level itself is how many it gives. Let's just double check right now. I'm going to do 1. We're going to do 1 of this one. It says it's +1. Let's see if this gives 1 level is how this works. Just double check. It does. That's how it works. Let's see if the +2 gives 2 levels. I've never actually looked at this. I always just dragged and dropped them. So we might as well find out. And I realized I did a single one. I want a single one. So this should give me 2 levels. It does. Okay. So again, you'd probably want to use up your ones that are lower first. I have to use anything over level 503, and these are my only ones that are level 503. So it doesn't really matter which ones I use necessarily, because these are all max level 549. All of these, even though they all give a different level depending on how many. But do I have anything that's under 549? I do not think I do. So you see, this is the mindset you have to have when you're looking at this. This one's for close. So that's about it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just level this one up as much as I can. So I'll just drag and drop. It won't overuse. So again, this is only 1 level, so this is going to use up a bunch of these. But I'll go ahead and just use, let's see. These are the 1 levels, right? So you'll need 22 to get to the max, so I'll go ahead and just use them all. There we go. So that one's all maxed out. So now you kind of get the gist on how that works. And under 30 minutes of doing the level up and putting the gear on. And not too hard. It's a legendary item that can be a little more challenging. Again, I have a guide video already on this if you need it differently with more details than what I just gave. But I think for most of our longtime players, or you've been playing for a while, you'd kind of follow along with what I just showed you there. If you didn't, you're always free to leave a comment as well. But I can link the other video I made too as well. But I feel like this one was a kind of a nice condensed version for you to follow along. So again, I'm going to go ahead and just finish up here. Thank you for watching. I will go ahead and make the video a little longer here. I'm going to put on the rest of these, kind of think of how I'm going to make this now. So again, like and subscribe if that helped you out. But let's go ahead and keep working on here. So healing over... so you can also grab this little button, this thing here in the bottom right, and open it if you want to have a bigger view of it. So I'm actually going to use this healing one, outgoing healing increase. I'm going to drag and drop this on one of my words of power. Okay. Now, one thing I was saying, and I don't want to forget to tell you guys, the words of mastery cannot be duplicated across your 2 legendary items. This is really, really important. And I'm going to drop a comment about this in the description. Be like, don't forget, just in case someone didn't make it quite this far to the end of the video. The word of mastery cannot be duplicated. So for example, all these things that say these ones are the words of mastery, if I have any on my other lightning stone, which I can hover here that I have equipped, I wouldn't be able to have this on if I use the same one. So like I can't use epic conclusion damage twice on the same item, or on I can only use it once on one of the items. So you can't double it up on the same legendary item. You also can't double it up on the 2 legendary items you have equipped. Okay, so I have to think about that while I'm doing this. Okay, so let's go ahead and go through 2 more word of power here. Now, word of power 2, it's only a single use, but I believe you can double up on... Oh, actually, you know what? I don't think you can double up on the words of power, from what I remember. Let's see, just double check here. Single target attack damage. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can't. I've tested that before. Never mind. You can. All right, I thought... See, I doubted myself. I shouldn't have doubted myself. I was right when I first told you. You can double up on the single target. So I could double up there, but I don't really want to use that one. So you could unslot the tracer with Mithril, or you could use it on Slaughter, whatever you want to use. But what I want to use is I want to put one on there that also focuses more on healing. So again, tactical mitigation. I'm going to go ahead and actually go into the thing here, and I'm going to go into my max level because I'm over here, and I want to do this is the way you figure this out is you go to your trait tree, and what is the healing one called? There it is. Okay, so I want to go to the healing one. All right, so max level 144 would be max level for right now. And then I can go ahead and just use get the purple one. It's the best one I can get without using these other special things. So I could get this one, things like that. But I want to get the words of... Let's see here. So I need to go through this and go to... There we go. There's the preludes. And by the way, if you want to find the words of power, I'm looking at the... Sorry. I'm looking at the words of mastery. We have to go over here to the words of power. Okay, there they are. So that's what this room is. So now we can go through here and we can look at the healing ones. Now, if you hover this, there's different levels. I'm going to go all the way to... I think it's legendary is I can't use because I have to get the right ones. I need to use the rare page. There we go. So healing effectiveness, outgoing healing, area of effect healing, that kind of stuff. This is going to be my healing stones. Okay, so... Area effect target count. So I could do things like that, but I think I'm going to go heavy into healing. All right, healing over time. And just so you guys know, I'm already using healing over time right there. Let's just for fun, since I have the thing on here, I'm going to buy another one of these and just see if... See, I already have it on there. So if I just... I can't put it on because I already have one. Let's see if it lets me. No, yeah. So you can only have one of each individual still of the words of power tracers, but you can have both of them on 2 different runestones. Okay, so keep that in mind. I'm gonna go ahead and just dislot this one for 10, just so it's not annoying right now. So I need to do other healing ones though. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do area effect critical healing. The overtime critical might be nice. I think I'll probably get that one. So I will use that one. All right, we're going to put that there. And then I think for the other one, we'll do the area of effect healing just in general. Crit is nice and all. 18% for area effect healing, critical magnitude. I mean, that is good. I think just the flat outgoing healing, though, that this one gives is better with the just plain old. So I'm going to go with that one just for my knowledge of the game. All right, so there we go. So far it's looking like a healing stone. We're getting there. So now at this point is we do the words of craft. Now, we could use the words of craft he gave me, which are just flat tactical mitigation, and it just basically making me a little tankier. Or I could look at the words over here, and I could go again to the top level rare page 1, and I could look through these. I might want to try to get healing if there's an option for that. Tactical master rating would increase my healing, obviously, as a rune keeper. So I could just go with tactical master rating, but I kind of would like to use, that's the one they gave me, tactical mitigation. Let's see, what about page 2 here? Heroic, there we go. There we go, right there. Outgoing healing. And see, if you have a set of 2, it gives you 3% increased modifier, says in the gray. And if you have a set of 4, you get another 9,000 outgoing healing. So again, I need 4 of these. So I'm gonna go click, 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 there we go. And now one thing is, I can only put 2 on this item. So it's only gonna trigger the effect right now of 2, right? So right now, because of the lightning stone, I will only get the effect of 2. But I could make a healing stone, and I could put the other 2 on, and yes, if you have the 2 legendary items equipped, it then counts as 4. And I would get that 9,200 grayed out one, a set of 4. Okay, so keep that in mind when it comes to the words of craft tracers. All right, now with that kind of done, my stone's looking pretty nice, my healing stone, right? It's looking pretty good. So now we need to just choose our words of mastery. And I might end up just making a healing stone right now too, because I have another legendary thing here. I can just buy a legendary item. In fact, if I don't want to open this legendary item box, which again, it just lets me select another rune, so I probably will, it's just free. But you can see here, I could always go over here and buy my rune keeper stone, right? Same ones, same options. But I'll probably just go ahead and use my other box here since we have it. And I'm going to go ahead and choose another stone. I think I'll go with a frost stone for my healing stone, just because I don't know why. It just feels like that should be how it is. I will freeze your wound shut. No, I don't know. So I'm going to go ahead and equip that. Okay, so I've got 2 legendary setups here. I've got a lightning setup and nice. Now, Runekeeper, I could technically probably set up a fire page too. Runekeepers feel very versatile, where I felt like on my Guardian, I could kind of just do, like, have one other legendary backup and just kind of switch between my belts. But granted, you do have a sword in it. No matter what, you're going to usually have 4 for most classes. 1 and 1 of each, the slotted and the weaponry, whatever you use. Now with that, so let's go ahead and pick our words here. So again, it gave me a bunch. So I've got chill duration, essence of flame, target wrath, fire resistance, finesse. I'm looking at which ones gives damage 1, chill, cooldown, gives me a bunch of will. That might be good to have. Distraction flame. Distraction flame threat damage, will. That may be good as a healer to have that on your stone. Rune stone healing damage. This is a must-have for my healing stone, so that's just going to sit right there. And then we got script. We don't need that one. Target shock. Resistance rating. This could be good if you're trying to get away from a mob, but that's your little shocking thing that you could do at people. It's this little bzz, like run away. Shock word resistance. Okay, so cleanse, augment damage. So this, mostly they gave me a bunch of damage items automatically. It would have been kind of nice if I could choose. But, I mean, again, you could just scrap them and buy them yourself. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go do the same thing again. Hopefully this is helping you guys out, walking you through this. Hopefully this is helpful. That is the goal. I'm trying to, that's why I kind of made the video like the beginning half for most people, and then the people who really want to be walked through it, I'll just talk it out as I do it. So again, we want to go to the healing one. So we've got word of cooldown, your bubble potential. This is we definitely want. So basically this makes it where your 1 bubble shield is stronger. It's a defensive shield for whoever you're helping. We'll get that one. Rite of healing, we need that one. So we're going to take this one and put that here. All right, there we go. The Rite of healing will be very, very good. Bombastic inspiration, another healing one, and outgoing healing. We're going to go ahead and grab that one and stick that here. Those are like mending verse. All right, mending verse, healing, outgoing healing. We want that on there. So, and again, remember we have 2 separate ones, so I'm going to have other options to put in the other one too, which is why I'm kind of just dropping them all on my belt right now, or my satchel. All right, so there we go. So there we go. We got a bunch of this stone is just, this satchel is decked out for healing. Okay, it's insane actually. The plus on outgoing healing, 24,000. I mean, we're talking like this is like 45, 50,000 outgoing healing, maybe more. 60, 70. It's a lot of outgoing healing increase. Let's just look at my outgoing healing right now. Do I have advanced stats on? I do. Outgoing healing. Let's see. I think I look under tactical mastery rating. Yes. Tactical outgoing healing right now is at 58.4%. That's pretty good. I haven't even done the other legendary yet. Wow. So that's a lot. So now with that, we're going to work on the other legendary. So that one's pretty much set. Now, one thing I haven't done the other one. What have I forgotten on this one? Not forgotten, because we're doing it right now. Leveling them all up. So I could go through and level these all up now with my extra rune things. So I can go like this and drop it. Again, I'm going to start with the lower level 1 ones and go up. So I'm going to say yes. Use all of them. Now, these all are starting at level 500. Remember, if you are starting with lower than 500 out of the 525 when you're level 150, make sure you use other ones you have first that have lower enchantment levels. So if one of these was 450, I would want to use this. This one wouldn't work because it's 449, but this one, 499, I would want to use 499 and get it up to 499 first with these before I started dropping on the ones that go up to 549. Okay, please remember that. That's so important. Oh my gosh, I'd feel so bad if, I mean, I made mistakes too when I started doing the legendary system. Okay, I get it, guys. It happens. So we're going to go ahead and just drop these on here. There we go. And then this one's going to give groups of 2. So since I've already kind of figured out which ones I have, I'll go ahead and just drop them on real quick here. You don't need to see me do this all at snail's pace. So let's just... All right, there we go. So this is really upping the outgoing healing too. I'm curious, after I level these all up, only 25 levels, mind you, each, which is actually not that much. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and drop a few more on this guy here. All right, 3. There we go. Okay, and 3. It's actually using a lot of my things up. I'm going to have to get more. All right, there we go. There we go. And this one gives 4, so I'm not going to use it on that one because, let's see. If I use 7, if I use 6, it's going to, yeah, it would have used up one of, so this is another thing to think about when you're getting to the end. This gives you 4 levels on each one. If I drop this on this one that only needs 1 more point, I'm going to lose 3. So I'm just going to wait. Just going to wait until I get 1. I'm going to save that because that's a lot of points, right, to lose. So I'm going to wait. So now that I've got them pretty much all maxed, this stone is giving me, oh, it says it right here. The combined, oh no, that's the extra. That's automatically from the stone. The satchel. Whew, that is a lot of healing. Let's look at the tactical mastery settings again. All right. Tactical outgoing healing. It says 58%. That doesn't seem like it updated at all. Hold on here. It should have gone up more. Am I looking at the wrong spot? Maybe, you know what? That might not... Oh, I'm so silly. I don't think the percent goes up. I think only tactical mastery gives that. Incoming healing. Where is my outgoing healing? I thought I remember there being an outgoing healing, but maybe they don't have a statistical stat for that. Because what's happening here with the tactical mastery, just so you guys know from a mathematical perspective, the tactical outgoing healing, this is from my tactical mastery rating. So I have 100 and almost 12,000 mastery rating. So I'm getting a 58.4% increase to my outgoing healing from that tactical mastery rating. That is not counting what my bag is doing. So I think the bag might just be a flat number increase. With all things here. All right, what I told you was true. Let me just read this out so you guys all know. Specifically, I like to be very correct on what I tell you guys on these guide videos. So it says outgoing healing rating determines how much healing your skills do, which I explained to you a second ago. It can be improved by increasing your statistics based on your class, which is the tactical mastery rating, which I already explained to you. So I was correct everything I just said. And it is indeed separate. It says also tactical mastery, by tactical mastery and by adding direct bonuses on your gear. So the direct bonuses is not being calculated into this total mastery outgoing healing. Okay, so just so you guys know, that outgoing healing, those things on this runestone are going to add on top of that 58%. So that's going to be pretty crazy. Just so you know, outgoing healing rate is converted into a percentage before it is used to calculate your healing. The maximum percent of outgoing healing is 70%, but it can be increased by skills, traits, set bonuses, and essences. So there you go. So again, it's saying that your tactical mastery rating, you can't get it more than 70%. Of course, I'd have to get a lot more tactical mastery rating because I'm at 58.4, but that is also calculated and changed when you actually heal based on what you have on your legendary essences, words of power, whatever you're using, essences on your gear themselves sometimes will say outgoing healing or tactical mastery rating. Okay, good. That's really good information to know. I think that's very important. So I'm glad we talked about that and we know all the details on that. I learned a tiny bit too on top of the stuff. I love to learn as well. Again, I always appreciate your guys' comments. If you point something out like, oh, I think this, after you've watched my whole video, and I'm like, oh, sweet, good information. I love little additions if you see I missed something. But I try my best to make sure I give you guys as precise information as I can with things. All right, so anyway, with that little aside, I can now start using my other runestone here. Now, again, I could just use the Herald of the Owl, and it gives outgoing healing, so I'm probably just going to stick to that one. So I'm going to go ahead. This is another way you can do it, by the way. You can just right-click it and just, click on this and say apply. I prefer, I think you should drag and drop on your little essence opener here and bring this up and drag and drop it so you know what you're putting it on. Because if you have multiple legendary items open, very easy to click the wrong one and drop it on the wrong one. Okay? So now we're going to go ahead and put in the perfect healing. Now watch. See that outgoing healing right there? Which, by the way, has gone up. I guess it's because we've added so much outgoing healing. So I'm going to drop these on there. Or no, it was 1,200 before. What am I saying? It was. So I'm going to drop this on here. Boop. And now if I hover this, did you see that effect that just happened? Did you see, did you see that effect right there? That means that you are triggering the bonuses on the tracers, particularly the tracers of craft. Okay. As you can see now, I've got, if I hover them, it says I have the outgoing healing increased right there. All right. So keep that in mind too. All right. So now we've got our Herald. We need to pick 2 more words of power. So what we can do there is we've used on the other one, these other healing ones, and we do know that there can be some cross stuff going on here. All right, so let's see here. I am going to, let's bring up the rare page, page 2. Oop, that's not page 1. All right, so I'm going to look at page 2 real fast, just make sure. There are some single target heal things as well. Because we have healing over time, area healing, and healing over time critical. That's great and all, but I want some single target bonuses as well. So now, just to double check for you guys in the video, again, we had healing over time. Let me just show you guys here. We're going to buy this one real quick. I'm going to go ahead and drag and drop and see if we can put it on here. So you cannot cross them across the other ones. I correct myself if I said that a few minutes ago. I'm trying to remember. I think I probably said it right, but in case I didn't, you cannot have, the only things you can have the same across the 2 legendary items are the Heralds, which are the top one, and the Craft, which are the 2 bottom ones. Okay? All the other ones have to be new and different. Okay, across the 2 stones. So again, healing, range healing extension. That's nice. You make sure you can heal people at range. But if you're standing in the right place, you don't really need that. It's like my healing range is 25 meters. It can be really helpful, though, in certain situations. It's a hard decision. Single target. I probably want to do single target healing and critical. Yeah. I think we're going to go with single target and critical. I'm not going to worry about range. If I have to, I could always get another legendary and set it up with a range one on it. But we're going to go ahead and do it that. Something interesting here, if you didn't notice, my satchel has 3 slots for this particular type of thing with the Word of Power. The weapon only has 2. It's good to remember. Little side note. And I would probably put on the one that you're always going to use across different runestones on your satchel, because it can have the extra one. But that's up to how you want to organize it. You don't have to do it like that at all. That's totally up to you. So let's go ahead and go back over here real fast. I would like to finish this up. So now we know what we hover our other legendary. We know what we put on it already, starting with healing epic inclusion. So I know we already have, we have that one. So I'm going to go to the last one we put on was the Epic of the Ages. There's Epic of the Ages. Let's see, Prelude of Hope, Restoration Power. How much power you get back. That could be a good one. We didn't already use that one, did we? No. So we'll go ahead and take Prelude of Hope. We'll put that on here. Okay. Gives us some will. And let's just double check. We have, so we got Epic Healing. All right, Epic for the Ages. You can see the title and names right here we already have. On the other one, Mending Verse, we got Bombastic Heal. So we have all of these on our other one. So we're pretty much set when it comes to that stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Utility and see if we got anything utility. Self-Motivation, Cooldown, and Power. So this is this could be very good to have on. So I'm going to go ahead and use that one on this stone. Again, it's a more of a Do Not Fall This Day cooldown. That's a great one to have if you're trying to keep people from dying. We have Runestone Healing and Damage, which I think the game already gave us, and I put on the other one, correct? From my memory? Yep, right down at the bottom. Runestone Healing and Damage, so I'm not going to buy that one again. Chill of Winter, Duration, and Critical Vulnerability. I mean, that's good, I guess, but I don't know why you'd really be casting that besides one mob trying to get you and trying to slow them down. So probably not the best one. Target Chill Resistance. Again, not really that important. Chill Rhetoric Cooldown. Chilling Rhetoric Cooldown. I'm not sure if that's really worth it. Chilling Rhetoric is your ability that single target that slows something by 50% for 10 seconds. So it's good if you're like trying to kite one enemy coming after you, I guess. But that seems like a waste to put all that into that unless you're like... If you were setting up like a single one-on-one PvP fighting build, that would be really good to have that really, really effective. So you could fight one guy and you like use lightning and you slow him down. You're like, you know, kiting him around in circles. That could be good. But I think in this case, not so good. So let's go to Cleansing Flame and just see what other things we have. Wrath of Flame Damage, Tactical Mastery Rating. So these give flat Tactical Mastery. Could always be good to help us. Rite of Fire Damage. So Distracting Flame slightly decreases threat over time of what you are doing. And I believe that helps with your healing and your damage. So fire damage over time, that reduces threat. So that could be decent. Distracting Flame. Essence of Flame. This is more of we were building a fire build here. Searing Word. Combustion damage. These are all the fire abilities. Distracting Flame, cooldown, and damage. So I feel like Distracting Flame would be a good one to put on a healing stone. I already had one, whoops. Because I think that, see, again, I could right click and put it on that way, but I'm going to drag and drop it. That's good to kind of make sure you keep aggro off you as a healer. All right. Distracting Flame is single target. I think that it hits multiple if you trade in the other tree, but don't quote me on that right this second. Targets Wrath Flame Resistance. We don't really need to worry about that one, I think, right now. So anyway, with that, we have 2 more slots. what to put as another word of power. I'm going to go ahead and go to the other group of word of power. We have Storm, critical rating, epic conclusion damage, always my favorite. They gave it back our animation, by the way, for epic conclusion. Pretty awesome. Vivid imagery damage and finesse, that's not nearly needed. Cleansing augment damage, okay. This could be good. Cleanses augment damage. There, well, that's just a damage one as well. I believe that is our, trying to remember what cleansing augment is. You can see how much I've played my Runekeeper in the last few weeks. I might not have that because I'm not trading in the right thing. That one's, Sparks damage and cooldown. This one might not be terrible to use on there. But we're not going to worry about that one necessarily right now. Target Fury of Storm resistance. Sustaining Bolt. Oh, this one gives outgoing healing. Do I already have Sustaining Bolt? On my other one? Let's look. Sustaining Bolt. I do not have it there. Do I have it here? I do not. Well, good thing we found this. This one actually has outgoing healing. Sustaining Bolt is actually, I think you get when you're in healing line. That's a great one to have. So we will put that one on there because it gives outgoing healing, and I'm pretty sure Sustaining Bolt's ability helps you balance something with your healing augments. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head right now, but I'm just trying to go through this quickly. Shocking Word to finish up. All right, target Shocking Touch resistance rating. Could be pretty decent to just throw that on there, just so if something does run at you, your Shocking Touch doesn't get resisted as easy, so you can shock them and run away. A single target. It's not terrible. We pretty much got everything when it comes to healing and utility. I think I might just do that. I might just do Shocking. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to throw that on there at the end. I think that's the one. Just so we can, you could shock someone and run away if you're the healer. Don't touch me. Ah! All right. So with that, I could go ahead and level up some of these, right? I could go ahead and drop this onto the Herald and go ahead and level it up at, a decent amount. I'm going to do 6 of them here. There we go. Put some more stats in that. Single target. Why don't we just level up the single target healing as much as I can here? I just don't want to waste it, so I'm just going to do it up to 6. I will earn more in the future. Oh, and then, okay. So that's pretty much all I have for my level up things there. So, but that is good. And now, again, I could do these Legendary Box Herald. You could choose a Herald. And, I just realized, is that one better than the Herald that I'm using? I don't think so. Oh, actually, I didn't realize that would give you a Legendary Herald. Whoopsie daisy. I'll use that on my other character. I'm going to use that on my other character. I already put points into my Owl Herald here. I'm happy with it. It's not going to really be a massive difference, but it will help with some things. If I hover it here, you can see it has slight stat increases. Not by a lot. It's like a 10% increase. But I'll use that on my other character. I'm going to use that on my Brawler, most likely. But pretty much with that, see, we got a couple other legendary ones here, too, we could use. I'm going to use that on my other character. I'll send it over to him. Oh, we actually have it actually gives us one choice at a high level. Well, I could replace one of mine that I used because I didn't upgrade all these yet. Let's see. Prelude to Hope Restoration. Prelude to Hope isn't like really the most powerful heal, even though it's helpful though. I think I already leveled up all the other ones pretty much max on the other. Yeah, so, we're going to go ahead and leave it. My stone I'm very happy with it. I'll use this on my other character. It will know the difference because these are not bound to they're bound to my account, not my character. So it'll switch and give me Brawler ones instead of Runekeeper when I send it to him. And then, yeah, so I will send that over to them. And with that, my friends, you have a great and wonderful day in Middle-earth. And I will see you on the next episodes of Voice of the Rings. Stay happy. Baruch Hazard Kuzad, I menu. I hope this helped you out, leveling up your character, doing the legendaries and whatever. Little reminder, again, I have a full video on just legendary items if you need that, but this one should give you all the stuff you need to know too. And have a great and wonderful day in Middle-earth. Again, thank you for being here. Thank you to my wonderful patrons for their support. Couldn't do it without them. And you guys liking and subscribing. Woohoo! Thank you, Reb, for being a Royal Guard. And I'll see you on the next episodes of Voice of the Rings. Stay happy. Barukazad Kuzad I Menu. See you in the next one.